Hello and welcome to Business Point here on Global Television, your hub for topical discussions around tech, innovation, Nigeria's economy, and government policies. I am Queen Agaba. As Nigeria marks another Democracy Day, it's a moment of both celebration and sober reflection, not just on our political journey, but also on the economic realities shaping the lives of millions across the country. Hello and welcome to Business Point here on Global Television, your hub for topical discussions in the world of business, where we look at Nigeria's economy, tech, and innovation. I am Queen Agaba. As Nigeria marks another Democracy Day, it's a moment of both celebration and sober reflection, not just on our political journey, but also on the economic realities shaping the lives of millions across the country. From inflation to persistent unemployment and dwindling purchasing power, many Nigerians are asking, where is the economy headed and what has democracy delivered so far in economic terms? We turn our focus to the state of Nigeria's economy, taking a critical look at the progress so far, the pain points, and the prospects 25 years into our democratic experience. Joining me via Zoom from Abuja is Samson Onwe, an economic analyst, who would also help us unpack these issues and reflect on the road ahead. Many thanks for joining me on the program, Samson.
Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being on the program this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. As Nigeria celebrates 25 years of uninterrupted democracy, how would you describe the overall trajectory of the country's economy within this period? What are some of the notable gains and lingering gaps?
Oh, well, thank you, Queen Agaba. You see, 25 years of democracy is not beans, you get. So it's a whole generation. So the question is, have we used these democratic opportunities to truly transform our economy? 25 years, Queen. You see, in the terms of children upbringing and all of that, a 25 years child is no longer a baby. You see, so let's start with the positive. I won't lie to you. There have been some wins. For example, the telecom revolution. We've gone from NITEL landlines to everybody having mobile phones and internet in their palms. That's growth. Look at fintech companies like Flutterwave, Paystack, and all the others. They are now global names. These things weren't possible 20 years ago. Also, financial services expanded. The banking consolidation of 2005 helped create stable banks like Zenith Banks and then GTB and the likes of them. So even the rebasing of our GDP in 2014 showed us that entertainment, ICT, and other services has become big players. So that's why I discovered that we now have some of the big artists in Nigeria, and they are packing out stadiums on global stage. So you see, it's something that has happened. But let me be frank, Queen, let me be very, very frank with you. The gaps are still very, very wide. Poverty has worsened. As we speak, over 130 million Nigerians are in multi-dimensional poverty. Not just lack of money, but healthcare, education, clean water, even dignity. This is why people are angry. This is why Nigerians, you just see somebody, they are just unprovokedly angry because of what? Poverty and so many of the likes of them. This is why you can't be calling Nigeria the largest economy in Africa when most people can't afford 3 square meals. So yes, Queen, democracy gave us some building blocks, but we've not used them well. That's what I can say. We've had too much elite-centered growth, not enough people-centered development. So we've had some wins and we'll have some losses too.
No doubt, we've seen inflation hit over 33%, with food inflation topping 40%. While, we can't just say that this is a Nigerian thing, we know that there's also global trends and factors, even the local factors play a role. How do you think that we can balance necessary reforms with protecting citizens from severe economic hardships?
Queen, this one touches everybody. This one that I'm talking about, it touches everybody. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It is in Nigeria, inflation is no longer a headline. It's in every Nigerian kitchen. A small basket of tomato that sold for 1,500 2 years ago is now 5,000 or more. I went yesterday to the supermarket with my wife to get a bag of rice, and they said a whole bag of rice is 72,000 naira. What was obtainable for 25,000 naira some years ago? So this one is in everybody's kitchen. You get? So how did we get here? A few things happened together. First, the removal of fuel subsidy. That one alone triggered a chain reaction. You know you're in Nigeria, you know all these things. Once transport cost goes up, the price of everything else followed. Pepper, onion, bread, even school transport. Then there is the Naira devaluation. After unifying the exchange rate, the Naira dropped from around 450 to over 1,005 Naira per dollar at some point. Since we import so much fuel, fertilizer, even toothpick, the cost of importing these goods tripled. You are in Nigeria, Queen, you know all these things. That filtered directly into market price. Let's not even forget the global factors. The Russia-Ukraine war disrupted food supply chain, especially wheat. And since we import most of our wheat, bread price shoot up. Now, Queen, what does this mean for the average Nigerian? It means the same salary buy less and less. Civil servant, teacher, traders, they are struggling. Some are removing meat completely from their meals. Others now eat once a day. This is the most dangerous kind of hardship because it weakens the population, Queen, and leads to frustration, crime, and migration.
Let's just take a look at currency reforms. You know, the central bank's decision to unify exchange rates was applauded in some quarters as a long overdue reform. However, it came with its own shocks. How do you assess the policy's impact on businesses and ordinary citizens? Can you hear me?
Hello, please. Can you come again?
Okay, I'm saying the first question will be that the central bank's decision to unify exchange rate was applauded, you know, in some quarters as a long overdue reform. But it's come with its own shock, you would agree with me. So how would you assess this policy's impact on businesses and for ordinary citizens?
Queen, these two policies, subsidy removal and exchange rate unifications, are like bitter medicines. You get? Economists will tell you they make sense in theory, but to the average Nigerian, the impact has been harsh. In the short term, both have worsened living condition. Once subsidy was removed, pump price tripled. It now costs over 900 naira per litre in some places. Transport fares doubled. Businesses that depend on diesel and petrol to run, pure water producers, cold room, barber shop, they all had to increase price or shut down. Foreign exchange unification also made things tough by removing the official verse. The black market rate, the naira devalued sharply. Imports become more expensive, and since we are heavily import dependent, costs across sectors jumped. Now, Queen, let me not even just complain. There are long-term benefits if we manage these things well. That's just the truth. This reform removes distortion in the economy. The fuel subsidy was a leaking pipe. Trillions were going to just a few importers, not the masses. So the foreign exchange unification can attract investors who want transparency. But here's the key. You must what? Repair this reform with safety net. Give people relief, transport support, food vouchers, grants for SMEs. If not, you are punishing the masses while calling it reform.
Okay, let me just come in here. We witnessed a wave of skilled youths leaving the country for better opportunities. What strategic investments or reforms are needed to make Nigeria more attractive for our younger talent? Can you hear me, Mr. Sampson?
Hello? Yes, are you with me?
Yes, I'm very much with you. I said let's look at youth unemployment and then let's look at economic migration now. Over time, we've witnessed a wave of skilled youths leaving the country for better opportunities. What strategic investments or reforms do you think we need to make Nigeria more attractive for our young population and talent?
Okay, thank you again, Queen. So this is the Nigerian paradox. We are a wedding nation, poor people, and it's not a rocket science. Our growth is not inclusive. You get? Now, look at the structure of our economy. Oil brings in 90% of our forests, but employs less than 1% of Nigerians. The sector that can employ millions, agriculture, manufacturing, housing, has been neglected or underfunded. Also, insecurity is killing our productivity. Farmers in Kaduna, Benue, can't go to because of bandits. So food becomes expensive. How will poverty not increase? Then we have the issues of underemployment, Queen. Millions of youth are doing menial work, earning peanuts. A is not being employed. We have to tell ourselves the truth. To fix it, we must do what? Diversify seriously. Not by talking, because we've had so many talk over the years, but nothing to show for it. So we must do so by seriously diversifying the economy, by investing. So let's build agro-processing hubs, provide rural roads and solar powered irrigation. Let's power up Aba and Newi to produce goods. And let's equip our young people with tech, craft and entrepreneurial skills. We must move from potential to productivity. You get?
Okay. The removal of fuel subsidy and other, structural reforms were presented as bold steps, towards long-term economic stability. Let me get your assessment of these moves. Are they laying the right foundation or worsening short-term realities so far?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm struggling to hear you. Please, can you come again with your question?
Okay, I said, let's look at the removal of fuel subsidies, and there were other structural reforms that were presented as bold steps towards long-term economic stability. I want to get your assessment of these moves. Are they laying the right foundation or worsening short-term realities so far?
Okay, thank you so much. That's a very reflective question. When democracy returned in 1999, Nigerians had hope. You get? That was during President Olusegun Obasanjo regime. You get? So Obasanjo came in with reform energy. He cleared our Paris Club debt, launched GSM, introduced needs. But the vision was that democracy would bring economic dignity. Now get me right. The vision was that democracy would do what would bring economic dignity. That every Nigerian, regardless of tribe or class, could earn a decent living, send their children to school, access healthcare. Today, that dream feels deferred. We are still battling unstable electricity. Electricity, as basic as it is, we are still battling it. Poor road, inflation, and insecurity. In fact, for some, life was easier in the early 2000s than it is today. Today, not to say everything failed, institutions have matured. EFCC, CBN, FRS has had some moment of competence, but the disconnect between policy and people remains too wide. So our founding leaders will be proud of some gains, but disappointed in our opportunities.
Okay, let me move over to my last question because of our time now. Let's look at the road ahead. Despite these challenges that you've mentioned, many Nigerians still believe in our country's potential. I do. So let's talk about economic reforms or actions that we must take in the next, say, few years to truly deliver on the democratic promise of prosperity for, virtually every Nigerian.
Queen Agaba, if you ask me, I would say the most urgent thing is to stabilize purchasing power. Let Nigerian breathe. You understand? Let Nigerian what? Breathe. The economy doesn't feel real to most people anymore. People can't afford rice. School fees are up. Fuel is high. Transport is crazy. Even salary earners are now looking for side hustle. The government must act fast on three fronts. Number one, targeted subsidies, not on petrol, but on food, transport, and healthcare. These are the three basic needs of man. These are the three. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so these are the three basic needs. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Please go ahead.
Okay, now. So these are the three basic needs of man. So number two, that we need massive investment in agriculture, not just funding, but tractors, irrigation, access roads, security. Let food become cheap again. That's what most of the population are asking. And then number three, we are looking at for currency stabilization. Work on rebuilding forex reserve, attract investment, manage inflation. If Naira is stable, businesses can plan and prices will stop rising so fast. Also invest in job creation, support MSMEs.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Mr. Samson Owe, for your contributions and helping us look at Nigeria's economy, have this reflection today. Thank you for your time with us, and I hope again that you'll join us again sometime.
Yes, thank you so much, Queen.
All right, have a beautiful day ahead.
You too. Thank you so much.
Well, this is how much we can take today on Business Point, reflecting on the state of Nigeria's economy. Don't forget that you can follow us on all social media platforms and also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast and rewatch our broadcast. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.